back up we go. We are recording this time because I goofed up, and...
Yeah. That's podcasting for you.
Yeah, always expect the worst. This isn't the first time we've had to re-record.
Well...
Anyways, I'm gonna say, we do this quick half an hour.
Yeah, we'll do it just again. And we're just doing it because we're that good, right? We're on a roll for the third time. I'll introduce us in case we all forgot who we are. But first, welcome to the Crusaders Talk Advice and Banter column live on Dragon Stallion Radio again. This is like episode 100.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, let's keep going forever. Let's do this episode like 100 times to get it just right. So
I haven't eaten in months.
I'm Shade, and the person who just interrupted me is smoothly tanned Amonisis.
This feels like deja vu all over again.
And over in the other Scootaloo corner, it's not wearing a bathing suit. Sarf the Magnifico.
This is also familiar to me. I think I've been here before.
I thought you have different adjectives this time. Now you're not wearing a bathing suit.
Yay!
Which
at least that's
the question.
I'm moving up in the world.
Are you wearing anything at all?
Yes, of course I am. Who do you take me for?
Oh my!
This is the only Sarf you are talking to here. I am not some second-rate Amonisis. I am a Sarf.
Yeah, you can't be second-rate Amonisis because I'm already first-rate and someone else took the second-rate position. They're paying me $5 an hour for it.
And another bonus to doing this episode again is that all those colon references are gone.
Woohoo! That sucks.
Oh, let's tell the same jokes again. It will be just like new, man. And we'll laugh on cue.
This show isn't scripted.
That was an original joke. You can laugh unforced. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see how it is there. Good.
I did die a little on the inside.
I appreciate your sense of humor. It is very good to hear the American laugh.
Yes, and it's very good to hear your whatever country you're from laugh.
So guys, today we've been talking about art in subculture, like fandom, like ponies, and we're gonna do it again. We're never gonna
give you up. Never gonna let you down. We should stop that before we get sued again.
You got rickrolled.
I was gonna say, we get knocked down, we get back up. Nothing ever gonna keep me down.
No.
But
when I think about you, I touch.
Oh, this episode is so great.
I'm surprised that
absolutely perfect.
Even Amonisis still has the energy to keep going. He just doesn't stop, does he?
Nope. It's because I love the attention.
And I have iced tea. So I was being all narcissistic and ranty on my perch. I spoke for like half an hour. So if I don't talk, we will be able to get like a half an hour show this time. So
if I don't talk, it'll be about half a second.
But the show is you, right?
Oh, of course, I make the show.
Oh,
I'm the one that draws all these millions of listeners, and I am like radio gold, man. When I speak, everybody listens.
And I'm the one standing at the side of the highway holding up a big sign that says Pregnant Stallion Radio. Please tune in!
I think I have practice doing that, sort of.
Well, part of the Pregnant Stallion Radio Coalition. That's right. I'm Sliding Shade, and I'm a well-respected business pony. Okay? Now you're all sit back and listen to me as I reiterate some of the questions and you reiterate my answers, okay? So there's one question that's been asked me a couple of times. Actually only once recently. And that is, how do you draw faster? And let us pretend that we've not gone through this and spent like 25 minutes on it. This is new Conan, man. This is new Conan.
Well, as I said before, it doesn't really matter of getting better, as it is with everything, almost everything in life. You can't just go from picking up a guitar or a pencil or drumsticks or what have you and instantly be professional, amazingly good at it. You know, you have to earn your success and your ability to do well. So, before... Yeah. Before you get really quick at it, you first have to get good at it.
Yeah, you have to practice. You have to make sure you're doing things right and make it all second nature so that it just comes out of your hand without you thinking about it.
And as me and Ammonisis rambled about previously and this evening, the secret actually is being slow.
Yes, it must be slow.
And take your time to enjoy yourself, because you're actually doing this because you like it, not because you want to break the world speed record, you know? And if you're enjoying it, then actually you suddenly notice, hey, I spent 20 minutes on this painting. Whereas if I was going to stress about getting it done in time for dinner, I would be spending hours just fussing over things and trying to get started instead of just doing it and living it, you know? It's just like, you know, I've had a friend a couple of years ago who was really into the technical side of guitar playing, and I was the punk rock equivalent, so it's like really funny. But then he found this like a world speed record of guitar playing at like a million thousand quadrillion chicken ton of notes a second. And I listened to that and it was like utter garbage being regurgitated inside a factory. And, you know, it's really like, it's not the amount of brush strokes that defines how good a piece of art is. You know, the better you get, the more you can do with a small amount of brush strokes. So don't try to get fast, because, you know, after you finish your piece and you throw it out into the internet, everything you say, it doesn't matter, because the piece itself will speak. That's the quality of the piece, and not your notice underneath saying you finished it in 2 minutes. Because nobody cares about that, honestly.
If you want to get a record for speed, how about you start running instead of drawing?
Or, I thought you were going to say, like, if you want to be a world athlete and compete at running, you have to start walking first. You have to learn to stand on 2 legs and work your way up. But you went so
Okay. To all of our audience who is still not, you know, quite adept at using their legs and are either still crawling and or walking slowly, just keep at it. Keep practicing your crawling, then eventually move up from the ground onto 2 legs and walk, and try to walk balancedly first while your mommy catches you on the other side. Aww. Then when you learn how to walk, start learning how to run. You might fall on your face a few times, but once you do it, you'll be able to do it more better-ish, I guess.
You can use a training wheelchair. Just in case, you know, anything goes wrong.
I think a walker would be better for that.
But yeah, our topic basically is about specifically how your art experience, like perusing or creating art, is different when you're producing for a particular fandom rather than just throwing it out there generally on the internet. So let us briefly reminisce and remember the good times of 30 minutes ago. Repeat ourselves shamelessly. What do you guys think about, like, looking at ponies on the internet as opposed to any other?
I like ponies.
Oh, really?
Yep, yellow one's my favorite.
With the pink hair?
Yes.
Oh, we had a great
favorite.
show after the show just now, you know.
Well, I'll reiterate what I said before. Basically, one of the things I find very interesting about our fandom, and art in particular in the fandom, is that you can't really give it one general title, because there's so many different kinds of art. There's the goriest of the gore, there's the grimdark, there's complete utter porn, and then there's cute stuff, and it goes from there. I mean, it's definitely very interesting when you think of a fandom that's derived from, really, My Little Pony.
Porn and ponies, that's what the internet's about.
And ice cream?
No. Forget the ice cream.
What? I'll have you know.
No ice cream for you, Shade.
The only reason I'm still awake is because I ate how many? Like one maple syrup bottle worth of ice cream. Just think about that for a second. I actually had to put it, squeeze it inside the maple syrup bottle.
With Canadian currency.
Well, Eamon Isis, what was your point again? Reiterate on the question.
Great. Now we get to remember.
As I try to focus our conversation back to where it should be.
Oh, right. The conversation.
Okay. What was I
Putting
saying?
you on the spot?
Well, okay. I'll just fall back on my gun. I am totally awesomely amazing, and I think art is awesome.
So let me put this into something simpler for you. Very simple, then, layman's terms. The layman of layman's terms. How do you look at fandom art?
Well, I look for what I like and don't look at the things I don't like. But, okay, I remember what I was saying before. I think the pony fandom has a ginormous amount of fan art, and this cannot be argued. I mean, it's freaking everywhere. And there's many sites dedicated to it.
At least hundreds a day.
And say what?
I said there's at least hundreds of pieces that come out a day. That's not even exaggerating.
Oh, yeah. Easily. You go onto like Derpy Buru or the Know Your Meme image board or, any of those places, you just see piles upon piles of artwork just flow in. And I'm part of, a few different fandoms, including, the Homestuck fandom and Doctor Who's fandom. I mean, Doctor Who fandom. I got Pony on the brain. But, yeah, none of them, all of them pale in comparison to the amount of artwork that just gobs into Pony each and every day.
Oh my goodness, yes. Well, for me, it's a funny thing because I post pictures quite regularly, have been doing that for years.
And for those listeners that may or may not know, Mr. Shade, or known as Slightly Shade, is an artist/painter.
Yes. His artwork will kill you with cuteness. So, Surgeon's general warning right on the package there.
Oh, wow. I feel really awesome now, and I have not been praised before this night. Oh, great.
Yeah, these are completely new comments.
Narcissism. Oh, right, yes. Well, my experience, I was saying I have two types of people who pay attention to what I do on the internet when it comes to art. It's people that watch me despite drawing ponies, and they're waiting for that moment when the stars align and I will post a picture and it's not a pony. They're still waiting. I really commend their persistence. And on the other end, it's people who just go like, I like ponies. Oh, I like these ponies. It's Frito with ice cream. I'm gonna see if they have something else. And that's kind of cool because you get a free bonus amount of people who pay attention to me. It's great. I actually haven't done anything to merit this. It's great. The internet is a wonderful thing. And I've never actually been into any sort of fandom, a general fandom, of course, because I'm a furry, but I'm not a specific show-based fandom. And so I've never actually drawn any quote-unquote fan art. So this is really quite special to me. It's really interesting and amazing because on one end, I throw my art down there and that's it. But on the other end, I see artwork by other people and I feel like, wow, this is great. But I'm also appreciating all this art and like recognizing characters in it. It's like a new thing for me. I see the odd Generation 1 NLP picture out there or a Bucky O'Hare picture and think, oh, cool, I know that guy. Oh, cool, I know that hair. And that's cool, but with ponies, it's like another dimension because I'm just really enthusiastic and happy and pony about ponies. So it's like amazing. That's my experience. It's very different, but it's hard to put a hoof on as how or why, and that, it's kind of, actually that's kind of bad to say on talk shows. Like, I have a great thing in my head, but I don't know how to say it. Yeah.
So let me ask you, as an artist, how does your perspective on other people's art differ from someone who might not necessarily understand the workings of making art?
That is a great question, Sarf.
And totally original, I know. I mean, like,
it's
like I thought of it before.
And read the answer of my memories. Let me see, what did I actually answer last time? I have to say the same thing. Oh, I had to say the same thing. Oh, well, in most ways it doesn't actually differ because, everybody's an artist. Just some people, they don't bother translating it into...
Okay, let me put this into different terms then. The artist's perspective. Because you can't, like, as someone who makes it, you understand the procedure and the length to what you have to go to make it.
Well, here's actually something new. Yeah, new content, people. Only for you. Only on Frankenstein Radio. New
Exclusive
content.
Premium package.
Yeah, actually, because I do think that when you have an inkling of how much effort and love went into a picture, and I don't think this is necessarily an artist thing, but if you have a sort of, I know I do, and I know a lot of people do, and if you have this empathy, you can really appreciate the art on both the creator's perspective and the content perspective, because you have this beautiful picture, and just by itself it's beautiful, and then you have appreciation as to how it's created. Just like when you're reading a book for the second time, and you're thinking like, oh, they set that up so well, oh my goodness, and you're reading how they wrote it, and it's like, it's a whole different sort of art appreciation that way. But another thing is, and this is not new content, so you may skip over it if you've already heard this, but whatever. Unfortunately, some pictures that I come across, they're sort of ruined for me because I see all these gaping errors, and it sort of make it really hard for me to appreciate the art. So I'm a little bit less casual about it. So I'm all whiny and I don't like this pairing. I'm gonna look at it. Oh, the lighting is all wrong and jarring, and I'm feeling like, it's so weird. Why does this pony have 6 eyeballs? That's not correct. It should only have 2.
I think if a pony has 6 eyeballs, that's going to be a stylistic choice. I don't think anyone could screw up that fast.
My pony. Well, I've seen this happen, but that was drawn by a 3-year-old or something, so I'm actually...
Oh, okay, so you're going to harshly critique a 3-year-old.
Yes! Because I'm an artist.
Okay, you know what? You just become that guy now, Shay. You become that guy now.
Almost
that kind of guy that has to criticize everyone, and everyone looks at you and they nod their heads because they want to be a yes man, but secretly under their breath they're calling you a jerk face. You want to know? Yeah, you're a jerk face.
I can see it now. It's like 2-year-old walks up to me at a convention after I've made it big, and I'm like, awesome, and everybody knows me as that guy. It's hey, I'm your biggest fan. Look, I drew Fluttershy. It's like, Fluttershy? That looks just like a chalk, and the yellow? Seriously? You're gonna use Indian yellow? Indian yellow? Are you kidding me? What's this? Is this supposed to be the mane? It's just a tangled mess there. What's that? It's not. Fluttershy's mane is all elegant, like your artwork should be. Better luck next time, kid. And then everybody goes, ooh. And then I'm that guy. It's okay because I'm as big as William Shatner, so it doesn't matter I'm a jerk.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. You're William Shatner level. You are referenced in our daily media all the time.
Oh, I'm gonna like be that jerk that covers all those famous songs just to do them and be famous at the same time. Oh, William Shatner, stop it. So silly. Okay. Back to the topic. So, we can skip the questions that you guys couldn't answer this time, right?
What question was that?
The one with the thing.
Oh.
I think you dropped out during that.
Oh, okay. So, maybe Sarf couldn't answer, but I might. Throw the question at me, bro. Come on. Come on. Ready.
Oh, you think you can handle it? Oh, you think you can handle it? Huh?
Yeah,
Huh?
I don't know. I haven't seen the goddamn question.
Think you can? Huh? You think just because you're a 90 level paladin, you think you can handle this question? Huh? Well, I don't remember the question, so we'll never know. But
okay. Way to build up the
That was
moment
anticlimactic.
Practically.
But I did get this question, was it Twitter? Yeah.
Twatter?
Another anonymous, twotter indeed, who tweeted a tweet, posited the idea that we talk about what's gonna happen with, pony art once the fandom perishes, obliterates, apocalypses.
This was the ultimate question that resulted in me and Amonisis throwing assorted fruit at each other. And I would say, and I said this before, not really is it the popular opinion, but I would think, and you can kind of see signs of it already, that we're just going to end up merging with the furry fandom. And as bad as some people seem to think that is, it's not necessarily bad because it's kind of a, I would think, quote-unquote haven, because it means that we wouldn't have to completely die out as long as we're just kind of, we're there. We'll die down, but it'll be there. And the thing is, with Amonice has brought this up before, the fandom came up really quickly, really fast, and it's being fueled by a lot of material. And because there's just so much of it so quickly, it kind of shows signs to the fact that it's going to die out really fast.
In an explosion with fire.
In my opinion, on the other side, I'd say we are part of one of the biggest fandoms out there right now, and we came up quickly, but a fandom this large, this huge, and this passionate will exist for a long time, such as other fandoms have in the past.
And see,
And sure, it will die down a little bit, but it won't ever go away, and it has left a good sized mark with a good enough impression on not only the show's quality, the fan art's quality, and how much, it's done both artistically as well as social movement-wise, but it also has a good message behind it that a lot of people, stick around. And we discussed this before. There are, of course, going to be trolls and people who get burned out on that sort of thing, but the fact that it's still there and it was an emphasized point shows that it does still matter quite a bit and will always be remembered in that kind of way. I think that this fandom's going to last pretty much until the internet dies. That's my opinion. That's my...
That's very possible that could happen, and that's not a bad situation at all. I wouldn't say necessarily
I think
till the end of the internet, because that's quite long term. But at the same time, the furry fandom isn't a bad result either, because it's kind of a shelter for if we merged with that. And
I think it's a little bit of both, actually, because I think it's going to be kind of like a lot of shows that become a part of the larger science fiction group. Kind of like the Firefly people, they sort of go over to the general science fiction conventions rather than going to the brown coat conventions or whatever they're called.
That's a very good point. I don't see us...
I didn't know they had brown coat conventions.
They probably don't have them anymore. I don't know. Maybe there's one.
No.
I don't know.
Here's my unpopular opinion of the day. I don't care for Firefly that much.
I don't either, but I think
I think
it's mediocre. But
in 10 years, I don't think we're going to have conventions the way that we're having them now.
Well,
not necessarily a bad thing.
Obviously,
I do agree that the extreme plethora of BronyCons that we have now will probably
they try to be too over the top.
Down.
People are going to get bored of these things burning themselves out, which is what they're doing right now. Unpopular opinion hashtag.
I think there's still a good amount of material going into them. And who knows, maybe since we are in this new age of internet, it won't be like the same as Star Trek, which grew up in an age that didn't have, access to the internet or, even in the early 90s, that much access. So who knows, maybe we'll be able to keep things going that much.
I do think
the future can tell.
I do think that there will, for the foreseeable future, will be at least one dedicated image bureau or one news site or something, even though there's not much news. But some art will be posted there or something, some blogs. There will always be some ponies.
I think you're underestimating the vigor of some of the sites out there. There's still a lot of sites out there with a lot of dedication to them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's always going to be one site.
Let's get back on topic a little bit, back to our art thing.
Before we start ripping each other's eyes out.
Let me ask you, Shade, again, another question towards the artist, because say, for example, that you see a piece that's absolutely dreadful. I mean, and I've seen many of these, believe me. The anatomy is wrong, the coloring just doesn't work, and nothing really makes sense. You actually have to look at it for 5 minutes to figure out what the artist is trying to do. I've seen some of this types of stuff, and the impression I get from, I can think of one artist in particular, I'm not going to name any names, but it doesn't even seem like he's trying. And he doesn't really, he gets a lot of criticism, it's visibly there. But he doesn't really try to improve himself, he visibly not really trying to make anything better or trying different things out because he's sticking to one specific style and he's not expanding any of that. So, when you see something that's like that, absolutely terrible, how exactly do you interpret that? Or look at that?
Well, I don't look at it from a quote-unquote professional perspective, I can tell you that, because I can imagine that people would, put that stylistic thing on me too. I mean, I'm sure it's possible, and people will go, who are better than me will go like, oh, look, he doesn't keep consistent anatomy, and what is this pose? That's not possible.
It's so cute.
Bend that way.
It's so cute.
It looks like it's constructed with little fuzzies.
Yes. It's made out of pure fluff and ice.
Why does this look like a piece of lint I find in my pocket?
I've never heard that. It's part of my belly button.
But on the other end, I'm not sure what you're looking for me to say here, because
well, you gave us an opinion on how you view art in general, and you mentioned briefly how you would see something that's incredibly detailed because you can appreciate the detail and stuff behind it. But now, kind of going to the opposite end of the spectrum, how you would see something, and your initial thought maybe on something that's just so terrible that the artist just visibly isn't trying.
Sometimes I do stumble upon a picture that's somehow so captivating in its horribleness that I actually spend attention to it, because it's just so what is this? And then I get to the idea behind the picture eventually, and it's like, yeah, you could have done more with that. And it's true that some artists they don't try, and I think it's mostly because they're not actually artists. They're just people, because if you guys have, say, Sarf, have you been in any other fandoms before Ponies? You said something like not in the previous.
I wasn't. I think this fandom really got me into the internet, and I'm yet to kind of see any other fandoms to expand like that. So I haven't really. No.
So that's a lot of people are in a position in the Pony fandom, and they're coming to this new, and it's like in this little bubble, all the quote unquote famous people, they were like, most of them are artists, or at least creative people. And it's like they equate that with fame, and they equate fame with success. So they go like, I want to be successful, and
I want to do that,
and they're gonna draw because they think that will get them somewhere, but they don't actually want to draw. So they draw, and they post the pictures, and that accounts for most of the quote-unquote bad art. It's not just people starting out, and it's also people just drawing it because that they think that's what's expected of them. And you just do what you want to do because you want to do it. And there's something out there, and it doesn't matter if people will not appreciate your carpentry because if you do it well, some people will really like that table you made. And that's what it's all about. It's all about carpentry.
Well, speaking of carpentry, I have a friend named Fireman who does all these wood carving cutouts of ponies. They're really cool.
Well,
just because you said that.
That was relevant. Well,
it was relevant.
So, one final question then, Shade. How would
Me again?
Yeah, you again, because you are
okay.
you are relevant to the
apparently
topic.
I'm worth nothing to this side.
Yeah,
Oh.
precisely. What would you say to any... This is dangerously close to an interview now. What would you say to any kind of budding artists that are still kind of not quite at any point of getting anywhere near good, but on their way? What would you...
Well, there is this thing, and I hear that repeated by people who are far more successful and artistic than I am at pretty much everything. And they say that, when you get into a new field and you feel like you want to do this and you want to be good at it, there is this enormous gap between you and the people you can see around you, your peers who are better than you. And that is like your first sort of perspective. And then you have to keep in mind that you don't want to be like them. You want to be you, but be better at you. So what makes me create is just simple desire to create. So don't let your desires be distracted by all these things that you cannot control, like what other people will think, or how good other people are, or what other people do. Because that will demotivate you, and then you will not be able to actually create. Just enjoy what you do what you enjoy, and get better at it. And try to draw a better picture every time. That's about the best advice I can give you, because it's surprisingly simple that advice that people don't often try to aim for. It's just like they create another picture, and then you don't actually get better that much. Maybe try like, I gotta make a better picture. Even more challenging. With 3 ponies in the same picture and they're all eating ice cream out of the same cone.
I think another thing to take in mind too is the sort of, I've heard this term used quite a bit, the artist's curse, where you're never really gonna look at your art as being perfect or really that good, because you're always gonna find the flaws in it.
Is it a curse, or is it a blessing?
I would argue a little bit of both. Because as long as you are still seeing flaws in it, you're going to keep trying to get better, and you should never stop trying to get better.
And I think, ultimately, everybody has this confidence thing in life, and unfortunately, art is so subjective and ephemeral that, it's hard to quite put a finger or hoof on what is good or bad. Whereas, if you're playing football and you're playing football every time or something, you get noticeably better at it, and it's easy to tell, and other people will notice. But with art, it's like up and down, it's like weird, and it's like you don't have a map for this field. It's like a weird miasma of thoughts and ideas. Where was it going with this? I was somewhere extremely brilliant, but now I just sort of lost it. What are we talking about again? Right. The thing with the thing. You get better, and just keep going, man. It will pick up. Right? That's what we were discussing.
Mm-hmm,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Apparently tomorrow is Canada Day.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Someone asked me...
maple syrup and poutine and steal yourself a Zamboni.
Funny story. Somebody asked me the other day what I was doing for the 4th, and I just kind of laughed. Think about that one for a second.
Red and black.
Of course, I'm really no kind of patriot, so...
It's alright. Oh, sorry.
Do you know what I'm doing for Canada Day? Nothing. Anyways, any final commentary, Amonisis or Shade? It's your time to shine, Amon.
Well, my final commentary is this. If you ever find yourself feeling lonely and distraught in this world, and you look upon a picture and think, wow, that is an amazing piece of art, so delightfully shaded, so stylized and actualized in its creation. And you can tell that the artist that puts their very soul into that piece really deeply cared about their work. Then you think to yourself, maybe there's something out there for me that's just like that. And then you search through the vast chasm of artistic medium or scientific medium. It doesn't always have to be creative. And you find your little niche out there in the world, and you become the best that you can be. And then I throw something in at the end that's kind of funny because that's my shtick.
Well, I think that just about wraps up our episode then for today.
So, guys, if you wanna have us ramble about something, anything, or have a question,
Anything.
There's like no one left.
but not those people. They already heard this episode.
Yeah.
But no, I mean people listening to this because it's being recorded, right?
Yes.
Right.
I promise you, I solemnly swear this time it's being recorded. But make sure,
Okay.
people, ladies and gentlemen, fillies and gentlecolts, you can write into us at pregnantstallionradio@gmail.com or crusadersadvice@gmail.com. And we don't need to advise the Tumblr. Advice, did I... We don't need to advertise the Tumblrs.
Still, there is a Tumblr, pregnantstallionradio.tumblr.com.
Yeah,
or
you can drop stuff there.
Something.tumblr.com.
Ask-adviceandblog.tumblr.com, but I'm slowly trying to kill it.
No, don't let him. Write in and asking questions like, "Hey, how is your name today?" Or like, "Here's a riddle for you. What kind of tree has hooves for leaves?"
Please give us content. We're starving over here.
That is a new joke. The answer is Fluttershy.
Make up stuff.
Fluttershy.
Well, ladies...
It's funnier to...
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
So
That's
next week
not
we're
that
going
funny.
to talk about an actual topic, but we don't.
We
quite
are going
know
to have
what
an
yet.
advice-related topic. Maybe we will surprise you, maybe we'll actually get around to posting at some point, but it will be advice-related.
Yeah, then it's really a good idea to actually post it.
Probably.
Because otherwise it's like, hey, nobody rolls in, nobody cares about us. Okay.
I'll have something by tomorrow. We'll discuss that. Ladies
Very
and gentlemen,
diverse
thank you
minute
for
though.
listening. Keep on tuning in. Don't forget,
Keep on being pregnant.
every Sunday night we are here at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, or 10 p.m. Eastern Time, or wherever it is, 4 a.m. in the Netherlands.
Or Sarf is wearing his bathing suit, because
No,
if
I'm
he's
not.
wearing his
No, I'm not.
bathing suit, he's not gonna be on the radio.
On the radio.
And have a good morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen.